What kind of timetable are you working with here? If it's going to be done by the end of the year, as so many members of Congress say it will be, what kind of internal deadlines do you need to meet?
Well, so internal deadlines are one thing, but there's also a lesson to learn from healthcare. Part of the struggle with healthcare was chasing deadlines, false deadlines that didn't mean anything. So to your point, let's reverse engineer. If we want this done by the end of the year, and I think we do, because you want this well in place in the first and second quarters to feel the economic boost of it, then what's got to happen is, after Labor Day, basically, what you need to see is the House and Senate committees, the Ways and Means Committee, the Senate Finance Committee, in the drafting stage, and then ultimately moving towards markups in the middle part of the fall and dealing with to get it to the president's desk by the end of the year. So I'm not somebody who says it's got to be done for sure by the end of 2017, but you've got to know where you're going to land by the end of 2017. Otherwise, this basically becomes the fish that will have gotten away. And I think the struggle with healthcare, ironically, creates more of a demand on the part of policymakers to make sure that we're successful on this very significant task.
There's a lot of questions being raised here about financing tax cuts as well, because we've seen a number of important elements like the border adjustable tax, the higher rate tax as well for the highest earners falling away in recent days. But we did hear from the Big Six suggesting that there was a viable alternative in place. Can you give us any description, any understanding of what the viable alternative is to financing broader tax cuts and the reform?
So setting aside the border adjustment tax, which would have raised $1 trillion, the question then becomes, why is it that we want this to be revenue neutral? Why should this be paid for? And the reason is twofold. Number one, it's the only way you get to a permanent tax policy, and most folks look at this and say permanent is better than temporary tax policy. And the other thing is, we've got a $20 trillion debt right now, and we don't want to add to it. So coming up now with a new $1 trillion, it's hard, it's difficult, it's arduous, but it's there, and what I've observed in talking to my constituencies and the businesses that I represent around the Chicago area is they're willing to put things on the table as it relates to deductions and so forth, so long as they're clear that the rate ultimately is going to be lower. So this is now the work that the tax writing committees have to get involved in, and I think the members on those committees are up to this task.